Carbon monoxide. This invisible killer could be seeping through your home and you wouldn't even know it. Early Show consumer correspondent Susan Koppen is here with some important information. Good morning.
Good morning, Harry. Here's the problem with carbon monoxide. You can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it. Carbon monoxide can poison you, it can kill you, and it can happen quickly.
What you got, Zach?
It was Christmas time, 1995. Cheryl and Todd Burt were celebrating with their 3 sons, Ryan, Nicholas, and Zachary. Less than 2 weeks later, their lives would take a disastrous turn.
I can't even verbalize the terror.
In an interview with CBS News in 2004, Cheryl and Todd recounted what happened that night. It was freezing cold. The furnace was on full blast. Baby Zach couldn't sleep.
I couldn't pick him up to rock him back to sleep. I was that weak, I was that dizzy, I was that sick, and he couldn't hold his bottle.
Cheryl and her family were being poisoned by high levels of carbon monoxide. It wasn't until 1 the next afternoon that Todd woke up to a silent house.
I went up the stairs and first thing I did was check on the baby. When I picked him up, he was dead. And that's when the shock hit me. It's like, oh my God, what is going on here?
Todd also found his middle son, Nicholas, had slipped away.
This is like a domino thing. I went to the first one dead, second one dead. And when I got to my third child, Ryan, the oldest, his eyes were open.
911 emergency.
Hi, I need some help.
What's the problem, sir?
I think I got two boys in bed that are dead.
Could it possibly be carbon monoxide poisoning?
I don't know.
We'll get them right out. We'll get the ambulance and rescue right out there.
Todd, Cheryl, and 5-year-old Ryan made it out alive, but the carbon monoxide coming from their faulty furnace had taken the lives of 4-year-old Nicholas and 16-month-old Zachary. Every year, thousands of people are accidentally poisoned by carbon monoxide. Hundreds die. It's called the silent killer.
It's like having this enemy there that you don't know about because you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it, you won't know it's there.
Mary Kay Oppie is president of the Home Safety Council. She says carbon monoxide can leak into your home from any fuel-burning appliance, like your furnace or water heater. That's why it's so important to get them inspected on an annual basis.
The worst case scenario is that there is a problem, it goes undetected, you don't do anything about it, you could die.
Other sources of carbon monoxide? Your fireplace, your stove, or your oven. Although it's invisible, there are warning signs that you're being poisoned by carbon monoxide. Symptoms mimic the flu, headache, fatigue, nausea, dizziness, and shortness of breath. Oppie says the best defense is one of these, a carbon monoxide alarm. The Home Safety Council recommends putting one outside every sleeping area and on every level of your home.
I was just in complete panic. But
Corinne Sikoria will never forget the morning the carbon monoxide alarms in her house started going off. Her home was filled with family who had come to visit for the weekend.
About 7 in the morning, the carbon monoxide detector downstairs near the furnace started ringing, and within about 5 minutes, all the alarms on each level of the house started ringing.
Turns out carbon monoxide had reached dangerously high levels after her husband Fred had turned on the furnace while everyone was sleeping.
If we didn't have the carbon monoxide detector, it would have been a terrible tragedy.
Are we going to open some presents? Yeah!
Just before Christmas, Cheryl Burt had thought about buying a carbon monoxide alarm. Instead, she used the money to buy her son Nicholas a toy truck.
We didn't buy a carbon monoxide detector. We didn't have one. We could have. We should have.
Cheryl and Todd are no longer married, but they continue to work together to get the word out about carbon monoxide poisoning. And they helped pass a law in Minnesota requiring homes to have carbon monoxide alarms.
All right, we have several of these alarms here. Tell us about them, different price ranges, different...
So let's start over here. This is a very simple alarm, carbon monoxide alarm. This is only $10. Okay, so that's very cheap and easy to install.
Runs on batteries?
This one runs on batteries. This one is really neat. This one actually plugs in to the wall, and it has battery backup. This is what I use in my house. Okay, very simple to use. $60.
Well, a little, okay.
Then we move over to this one, which is $100, but this is a combination alarm. It's a smoke detector and it's a carbon monoxide alarm, and it's also wireless, so you can connect this to all the alarms in your home, so when one goes off, they all go off.
Terrific. Susan Koppen, thanks.